Hello everyone, welcome to the Tristar Gym channel. Today's episode is a very important discussion on fitness. In my opinion, mixed martial arts and fitness go hand in hand. Martial arts and fitness go hand in hand. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how to be fit for life. And I'm not only going to explain to you how to be fit for life, I'm going to make fitness for you extremely easy. I'm going to help you program your mind so that you cannot be inactive anymore. You will no longer be able to skip workouts. It will be automatic and ingrained in your system to train on a regular basis and be fit for life. So please make sure to listen to this video all the way through. I'm going to explain these key ideas to you thoroughly, and by the end of this video you will know exactly how to program your body for fitness. Before we get into the fitness portion of this video, we're going to first talk about how people get fat and how people become inactive. Once we understand this, it's going to be easier for us to understand how to become fit. All right. So how do we become fat? We overeat, we overconsume foods, and we get fat as a consequence. Really simple formula. You go to a restaurant, you see all sorts of fancy foods, you eat them, you overconsume, and you get fat. You didn't go in the restaurant and say to yourself, hey, I'm going to push myself really hard, and I'm going to eat as much as I can, and I'm going to do this day in and day out, no matter how tough it is, until I get fat. That's not the approach you took. That's the approach people take to fitness. But the approach people take to getting fat is really simple. They get fat by accident. They get fat as a secondary effect. Getting fat is a byproduct. The enjoyment of the food and the eating, etc., became the primary objective. Hey, I'm enjoying these foods, I'll have a second helping, I'll have an extra dessert, and you got fat as a byproduct. Now you did something even worse. You started getting addicted to these foods. You started creating this habit of eating out, over consuming, etc. And the same thing with inactivity. You skip a workout, you watch TV, you watch a sitcom, all of a sudden the evening's passed, you're tired, you go to bed, you repeat this routine, you become very lazy and inactive. You start to age, you start to lose your range of motion, you start to lose your strength, you lose your cardio, you lose it all. So the key to creating momentum is in your habits. This is a very important concept. If you create a habit, the definition of a habit is that it takes little or no energy, little or no mental energy to follow through the habit. So for instance, when you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, you don't struggle with whether you should brush your teeth or not. You've brushed your teeth enough times, in enough consecutive days in a row, that you brush your teeth automatically. I don't care if you're sick or you're hungover or you're tired, you will always brush your teeth. Why? It takes little or no mental energy. You've been doing it since you're a kid. It's a habit. Now, if you program your body for fitness, the same way you program your body for any habit, you will spend little or no energy to follow through your training program. It will be easy. Now, speaking as somebody who's in their mid-30s and I exercise every single day, I will tell you this. I spend little or no mental energy going through my workouts. It's very easy for me. Now, how do we create a habit? Creating a habit is all about consistency over intensity. Now, pay close attention to this, because this is one of the most key factors to being a master trainer or to developing physical fitness. Consistency over intensity. If you want to create a habit, you need to do this set activity for a minimum of 30 days in a row. And when I say train every day, I mean 5 to 7 days a week. Okay, physical training, you do sometimes need a day or two of rest. That is true. But I still want to create a lot of momentum, and I'm going to do this by training every single day. Now, when I put my mind on training every single day, I have to make sure that I don't train too hard. If I go into the gym on Monday, I'm going to train to a certain level to make sure that tomorrow I am not sore and that I can come in on Tuesday and work out again. And on Tuesday, I'm going to calculate my practice to make sure that I practice just enough that I can come in on Wednesday. And I'm going to keep this up until my practices get so easy that I can push myself a little further. And now, after a few days, the habit starts to become more and more solidified. After about 30 or 40 days, taking maybe one day off a week, this habit will start to become automatic. Going to the gym now will become automatic. Training every single day for a short period of time, like 30 or 40 days, can create a lifetime habit. Now, if you can push yourself to 6 months, 1 year, and not go to extremes, you will create a habit. Now, if I go to training 6 months in a row, but I start to really push myself to the maximum, where I burn out or I injure myself, where I start feeling fatigued, I start feeling drained because I'm working out so hard that the next day I feel like I got hit by a bus, you will break your habit. You will break your habit. I never push myself so far that I wake up the next day feeling like a wreck. I train every single day, 5 to 7 days a week, and I never wake up in the morning feeling hurt or busted up. Never. Because I know the next day I am going to work out again. I will boost my metabolism every single day, and I will stay lean and fit for the rest of my life. Now, some of you might see us on TV and you see some of our fighters pushing themselves really hard, pushing themselves to the maximum, and it kind of flies in the face of everything I'm saying. Yes, we do this for professional fighters a few times during the year, and the only reason why we do this is to break through plateaus. Now, you have to understand, these men are getting paid for this. They have a set event. If you're a competitor, it is different. You do want to push yourself more and more, and it's going to be unpleasant, but it's all for the sake of breaking through plateaus and having an exceptional performance on fight night. Yes, this is true. If you are a competitor, you do have to risk intensity over consistency sometimes. Absolutely. And after the fight, you'll see fighters taking a few weeks off, etc., and losing all their momentum again. Now, if you're just training every day for life and you're not a competitor, you need to remain consistent in the gym and be very careful to never break your habit. Now, if you remain consistent, you will reprogram your mind to train every day without spending any mental energy. Now, some of you might tell me, Coach, I cannot go to the gym every day. I have a wife, I have kids, I have exams, I go to school, I have a part-time job. Going to the gym every day is not for everybody. I'm very fortunate I get to go to the gym every day, but some of you do not have that luxury. Make the difference between going to the gym every day and training every day. Okay, training every day doesn't mean going to the gym every day. You're always carrying your body weight around with you. Body weight exercises are incredible. Make sure you train every day. If you have to wake up in the morning and do a body weight routine or swing a kettlebell or just go out for a short run before you go to work or at lunchtime, make sure you train every single day. Now, for those of you who are starting at zero, you haven't trained in years, or you're very overweight, start incredibly small. Start with just one push-up. One push-up a day. Now you're going to tell me, hey coach, one push-up a day doesn't burn fat. It doesn't shred you up. It doesn't build musculature. Remember, I am not trying to build muscle. I am not trying to shred fat. I'm trying to build momentum. Having a very intelligent and well put together training program is secondary to building momentum. I've seen many great trainers put together amazing programs for athletes that never used them. They never followed through. For regular day, everyday people, they were unsuccessful. Momentum is the secret. Momentum is the key. Start with one push-up a day. Don't worry about your physique. The momentum will take care of it. Focus on momentum. That one push-up a day, after a few days, will seem ridiculously easy for you. You'll give me 3, 4, 5 push-ups easily. And you'll want to do it. You won't want to do one. You're going to want to do 5. Because momentum will push you to want to do 5. Now, once you started doing 5 push-ups, that 5 push-ups is going to turn to 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 15, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 15. And slowly, those push-ups are going to turn to sets of push-ups plus sets of squats plus sets of sit-ups, etc. And once the momentum starts to build, always staying consistent and being wary of too much intensity, finding the right balance that I can train the next day, now your body's going to start to change. Now your physique is going to start to change. You'll also graduate to kettlebell exercises, stretch band exercises. You might get into Jiu-jitsu. You might get into Olympic lifting. You might get into powerlifting. Who knows where this momentum is going to take you? But I'll tell you one thing, it's going to take you towards physical fitness. Guaranteed. Now, the only way you can fail is if for some reason you stop working out on a regular basis. Now, you might get sick. You might go through some kind of life experience that puts you a little bit depressed, etc. You might get severely injured, etc. You must try to recreate this habit starting again very slow. Now, another way people break habit is they go too far too soon. they fly too close to the sun. Okay, for those of you who know your mythology, you fly too close to the sun, you're gonna crash and burn. Okay, very important. Stay in the middle. Very important. Build momentum. Don't go too high in intensity. Stay consistent, and you will be successful. Now, some of you still tell me, hey, I don't have time. It's very difficult for me. I'll tell you this. Make time for fitness or make time for getting sick. Make time for disease. Make time for getting old. Because all that stuff is going to happen if you do not train. Now, personally, I have a kettlebell right in my living room. I walk by it every day, and every day I do a few sets of kettlebell. I do a few sets of kettlebell. It takes me a few seconds. I can't believe people say they don't have time to train. It literally takes a few seconds. And still people will tell me after I give them these very powerful gems, these very powerful ideas, they still tell me they have no time. Well, I tell them, you know what? Make time for disease because it's coming down your way. Make time for getting old. Make time for losing your range of motion. Make time for low levels of energy. That's going to cost you a lot more time than doing a few sets of push-ups, a few sets of kettlebell swing, etc. Now, what you're seeing in front of you in your screen is what's called the compound effect. Okay, it's also based on the momentum idea I was just discussing. You see this little domino right now is about to knock over the bigger domino, and the bigger domino is going to knock down an even bigger domino. And look at the power of momentum. Look at that last domino. Compare it to the first little domino and the little amount of energy we started with. And look how powerful the power of momentum and gravity is. Look at how immense. Imagine the potential you have. This is the idea. Forget your fancy training programs. Forget all these crazy protocols. Focus on building momentum. And yes, after you've built a certain amount of momentum, take your training to the next level by refining and getting a more complex training program. Yes, that's fine. But start with the basics. Start with the basics. Build momentum. And just like the domino effect here, or the snowball effect, we all know the snowball effect. A snowball starts to roll down the hill. By the time it's halfway, it's too monstrous, it's too big, it's got too much power, too much momentum behind it. The only way you can deal with it is get out of its way. Create the snowball effect, create the domino effect, create the compound effect. Start small, work your way consistently, bigger and bigger. Be wary of too much intensity. Focus on consistency, and eventually you'll have so much momentum behind you, nobody can stop you. You will be fit for life. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.